All right, this is number 4 from your review. I've got it listed here in 2 different pictures. And the first thing it wants to know, just under the graph, is what is the parent function? So that means you got to flip back to the page before this and look at each of those 6 parent functions. Figure out which one does this look most like. And if I'm looking at my parent functions, I see my squared up here in the top. So that lets me know that y equals x squared is my parent function. But it's not just x squared anymore. Some other stuff has been done to it. I can see that from here. I've got a -3 in there, and I've got a +1. So that number on the inside, the 3, I call it on the inside because it's inside the parentheses, or in other words, it's with the x. We know that numbers, when they're with the x, that they lie. We use that saying x's lie. So if it's -3, although I think it moves it left, it actually moves it right 3. Because x's lie. And then the +1, we would call that on the outside because it's not in the parentheses with the x, it's on the outside. So that's going to move our function up 1. If I go to put this on my graph, I know it should look like that U shape, but I'm going to go right 3 and up 1, plot my point there, then draw my U shape. And that's what my function should look like. For its domain, domain means where do I exist along the x-axis. So if I look maybe at the value of -4, if I go up high enough, since this extends on forever, if I go up high enough, eventually I'll hit the line. If I look from left to right, there's no point where I don't have a y value corresponding to the x value. So that means our domain goes from -infinity to infinity. Because everywhere I look along the x-axis, if I look up, I can see the line. I will eventually hit the line. Range is looking at the y-axis, so domain is x, range is y. That's saying how far down does my graph go and how far up does it go. So if I'm thinking how far up does it go, well, my arrows are both pointing up. So they're going up to infinity. That's my highest value, so I put it second. My lowest value, if I look and I drop down here, the +1 tells me my lowest value is 1. Because 1's included in the range, we put a bracket around it, not a parentheses. My left end behavior, if I look on the left side of my graph, my x is always heading towards -infinity. And I've got to figure out where y is heading towards. So if I start on my graph right in the middle, and I start to move left, I can see that as I move left, I'm also moving up, which means as x goes to infinity, y goes to infinity. On the right side, on the other hand, infinity is over here, so as x goes to infinity, sorry, this part should just be x goes to infinity, so I'll get rid of that. So as x goes to infinity on the right side, y goes to where? And if I put my pen on the middle and I start to move right, I can see I'm also going up. So y also goes to infinity. And that's number 4.